Hello, everybody. Rick Melero here, and today I am here with one of my passive investors and a very amazing man. John, say hello.
Hello.
My man, it is such a pleasure to have you. So here we are in this conference, our cash flow mindset. And what I love about this network is that this is really a mastermind of high net worth individuals that are coming together to say, how do we continuously improve? What strategies are working so that we can deploy our capital and generate cash flow? And of course, we have a lot of investors who are seeking us out to learn more about strategies, different products for funding their deals. And so, but one of the things that I've learned is that throughout this journey, a lot of the investors that begin to inquire to see how they connect with investors like you, rather than talking about what products you offer, what they first want to know is there a connection?
Mm,
Who are you, John? Why don't you share with everyone watching what it is that who you are, how you got to become a passive investor?
Yeah, absolutely. So I come from an education background. I was a professional training and development consultant for 27 years
Mm.
in the corporate world, and then I went independent. And I like to say I'm an expert learner. I like learning new things. I just also happen to be really good at communicating the things that I've learned to other people. And that's what's really helped me over the course of my career is being able to transfer knowledge, and then not only that, but help people produce results. And that's a lot of times what I'm looking for. When I found our partnership, I was looking for something that was going to be able to produce results for me, and it has, and that's why I'm here.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
it. And so obviously with your career, and I think this is an essential piece, because you have learned throughout your career how to take information, how to implement it for yourself, and then you go ahead and reflect it back on others to help them grow.
Mhm.
Any real estate investor that's going to be investing in a project, they could leverage not only just your capital, but now they can leverage that skill, that superpower that you have. And I'm assuming you're doing that right now with other investors right now.
Absolutely. In fact, that's what I really love about working with the organization is that uh, even in brief conversations, I always end up learning something that I didn't know. And we all have something to learn. But more importantly, what it does is it fortifies my position. I'm more confident in the investments that I'm making, and now being able to turn around and convey that to somebody else to say, "Hey, here's the thing that you might want to take a look at because it worked for me."
Right,
Yeah,
right. That's awesome. I love it.
yeah,
Obviously you're funding in different places because I know we've been working on different projects
yeah.
everywhere. For an investor considering, are there any specific markets you like, or are you just pretty much across the board?
Well, so I'm based in Chicago, and Chicago is where I'd like to invest, but I find myself investing at all other places, New York, Arizona, Texas, and so on. But I wouldn't say there's a geographic specific area. What I'm really looking for is probably more of how realistic is it that I'm going to be able to benefit from this opportunity, right?
Mm.
Create a profit, hopefully, and not a loss, right?
Please, please.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So for you guys out there that are looking at possible markets, there's not one specific place.
No.
You're looking where the opportunity is, and if there's a win-win, that's
Yeah,
where.
and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it ebbs and flows, right? Markets come and
Yes.
go, and some are stronger than others at other times. So I'm really open, and like I said, I defer to you all's expertise to guide me
Mhm.
as to where is a good place to put my money.
Okay, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. So here's the flip side of that question as well for clients. Okay, so they're looking at emerging markets, for example. Do you have a preference as far as the type of funding that you do? Is it just fix and flip? Do you do rentals or a combination or?
Actually, so it had been primarily single family residences,
Mhm.
which were primarily fix and flip. I think that's where I cut my teeth the most, learned the most. But then new construction came up. Even there have been opportunities I haven't been able to capitalize as much on, but some commercial opportunities have come up, and I think that might be the next area that I might be delving into.
Okay, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind, guys. As far as input, something that you would say to a real estate investor that just wants to level up. Any input just based on your experiences that you would impart into them?
Yeah, I would say don't be afraid. There are no stupid questions. I think everybody is at a different place in their investing
Mhm.
career, in their learning. And I think it's really important to not assume, ask the question, even though you may think you have the answer. Because a lot of times I think I know, and it turns out I don't. So it would have been better off if I had asked the question. I think number one, ask the question, no stupid questions. And then two, don't be afraid to defer to the expertise in the room.
Mm.
I think wholeheartedly, who I would like to learn from is the person that knows,
Mhm.
right? Not the person who's trying to figure it out. And I can say 100% I submit myself to you all's expertise.
We have nothing but respect for you, honestly, for what you bring to the table. And for those investors watching that are really looking at going to the next level, this is the type of mentor you want in your life. Because what I've learned over the years, I mean, I've worked with guys that are doing billions of dollars, but they are so full of themselves that they're literally no earthly good, right? And so you can't learn from somebody that's so full of themselves and not willing to pour out and really help others. And so, when you're looking for a mentor, you want somebody that's humble enough to be coachable, but also who is humble enough to pour into other people. And you have that attribute, and I respect you for that.
Thank you.
So for any investor that wants to potentially reach out to you, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, my website is effectiveassetsolutions.com. All my contact information and about my business, everything is there.
Awesome, guys. So if you want a real mentor that knows how to teach, and by the way, he knows how to dance. We didn't talk about that today. You get some salsa lessons while you're at it, brother. Reach out to this mighty man, John. All right, guys?